been a while.
I know, right? I miss you guys, man. Alhamdulillah.
Did y'all come out last night? No, I didn't come out either. I came out today for the first time in 2 days.
Does it get like this in Jersey or Philly?
Yeah, it gets like this, but more regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, us is like once in a blue moon.
Okay. I can deal with that.
Or it gets this bad maybe once a year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nothing. طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله الذي لا إله إلا هو على ما من به علينا من النعم الكثيرة الظاهرة والباطنة وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. أما بعد, by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. All the praise belongs to Allah, the one that is none that has the right to be worshipped except Him, who has bestowed upon us blessings that are numerous, blessings that are in abundance, those blessings that are outward and inward. And have I witnessed that none has the right to be worshipped except Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, alayhi salatu wassalam, alayhi salatu wassalam. Amma ba'd, to proceed, ikhwan, Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una, وانفعنا بما علمتنا وربنا زدنا علما والحمد لله رب العالمين. And O Allah, we ask that you teach us that which will benefit us, and that you benefit us with that which you have taught us, and that you increase all of us upon knowledge. And all the praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. فنرحب بكم جميعا في هذه الليلة المباركة الكريمة إلى هذه السلسلة العلمية. So we welcome each and every one of you to this series of knowledge-based classes حيثما ندرس شيئا من علم مصطلح الحديث, whereas we're learning collectively وعليك السلام يا شيخ عبد الوهاب, we're learning collectively, educating ourselves from the science of al-hadith, طيب, فنستفيد من إمام البيقوني رحمه الله تعالى. As we're learning, we're memorizing from the words of the great Imam Al-Bayquni, may Allah have mercy upon him. فوصلنا إلى أي نوع من أنواع الحديث من يعلم, where did we arrive يا إخوان? What chapter or what title or what category of hadith are we learning tonight?
The munkar was the last one I think we did.
تعلمنا عن المنكر, we learned the hadith المنكر. فما هو الحديث المنكر? So what's the hadith المنكر يا إخوان? من يعلم؟ ماسي, ما هو المنكر? What's the meaning of the hadith al-munkar?
The same name but different person.
Same name, different person? لا بأس. هذا الذي قبله. That was the class before that. المتفق, المؤتلف,
Same spelling?
Same category. You're on the right path. لا بأس. طيب هذا المتفق والمختلف. الآن عندنا المنكر. Now we have the hadith munkar. أعنه أحمد, أبو ما أحمد. What's the hadith munkar?
Is it the one where I can't remember the examples, but not
لا بأس. التعريف يوضح بالأمثلة. لا بأس. Definitions become more clear with examples. You give an example of a hadith al-munkar.
was it the one about the claim, right? Where he claimed something?
لا بأس. فضي عمر أعنهما, أبو بوفا عمر.
Munkar is one of two.
No? It's one of two types.
It's either is one narrator or opposition of a single narrator.
MashaAllah, Jamil. What that narrator has to be?
Weak.
Jamil, أحسنت. طيب المنكر يا إخوان عند جمع من أهل العلم نفس تعريف للغريب. نفس تعريف للغريب. You students of Hadith, Allah Ta'ala يجعلنا وإياكم منهم. May Allah make us and you from the students of Hadith يا إخوان. The meaning of munkar, the first meaning of munkar is the same as gharib, same as mufrad, same as ahad. Al-hadith يرويه الراوي واحد. First meaning of munkar, first possibility. Same meaning as gharib, same as ahad, same as ماذا al-fard. The hadith that has one narrator. The hadith that has one narrator. والقول الآخر وهو الأصح والله أعلم. And the second opinion is the strongest, and Allah knows best. وهو عكس الشاذ. And this is the opposite of شاذ. إذا عرفتم معنى الشاذ عرفتم معنى المنكر. If you know the meaning of shadh, if you really understand what is shadh, then by default you already know what is munkar. إذا العبد يعرف السنة يعرف البدعة. If someone really knows the sunnah بالضبط, with precision and accuracy, he really knows the sunnah, يعلم البدعة. ماذا الصوت يا أخوان؟ Then he knows what is the bid'ah. إذا العبد يعلم التوحيد بالضبط يعلم الشرك. If someone knows, a sister memorizes, she really understands, a brother really understands the meaning of tawheed, يعلم معنى الشرك, then he knows, she knows the meaning of shirk. لأن الشرك يخالف التوحيد, because shirk contradicts, opposes tawheed. طيب فالمنكر مخالفة للراوي الثقة. So the munkar مخالفة الراوي الضعيف مخالفة للثقة. So the munkar is when a weak narrator, not reliable, لا, راو ضعيف, a weak narrator opposes, contradicts someone who's reliable. فعندنا شخص وهو ضعيف. So we have a person, he's weak. وكل شخص يعرف أنه ضعيف. And everyone knows he's weak. هو أتى بخبر. He comes with some news. And حمل المطر. He says, it's raining today. نحن في البيت. We're inside the house. مثلا وما ذهبنا للنافلة. We didn't go to the window. أو إلى الباب. Or to the door. وقال هذا الشخص الضعيف أن إن حمل المطر. So this weak person says, it's raining today. It's raining today. وجاء شخص آخر ثقة. Another person comes, he's reliable. يقول لا ينهمر المطر اليوم. He says, no, it's not raining today. هذا الراوي الأول إذا يكون ضعيفا يخالف ثقته فهو يسمى ماذا؟ منكر. So this first narrator, he's weak. He has to be weak. We're talking about the second opinion, not the first. The first narrator comes, he's weak. He's opposing someone who's reliable. His narration is called munkar. فهو الراوي الضعيف يخالف الثقة. So the munkar is when a weak narrator opposes, contradicts someone who's reliable. من عنده سؤال أو من لم يعلم, who has a question or so, or has some إشكال. فضل يا شيخ.
Is munkar is the opposition of a weak narrator, or is the person making the opposition the weak narrator, or is it like opposite to that?
And the one making the opposition, he is a weak narrator.
Okay.
If he is a weak narrator, what he is saying is called munkar. هو ضعيف. He's not munkar. No. ماذا يقوله هو منكر. Whatever he's saying is munkar. He's ضعيف. He's a weak narrator. طيب. ويخالف الثقة. He's opposing someone that's reliable.
So the person himself is the weak narrator.
Accent. The narrator himself, he's weak. He's opposing someone that's reliable. His statement is called munkar. إذا قال العلماء هو منكر الحديث. He makes the hadith munkar. What they're saying is that what he's saying is opposing, contradicting someone who's reliable. مسألة تحريك السبابة في التشهد. The issue in the salah when you're sitting in the tashahhud. كل موقف من مواقف الصلاة له اسم. Every position in the prayer has a name. إذا أفعل هذا ماذا يسمى? If I do this, what's this called? قيام. طيب أفعل هذا, I do this. رفع اليدين, raising my hands. طيب أفعل هذا, I put my right on my left. وضع اليمنى على اليسرى. Placing right on your left. You can also call it الضم. الضم. ضاد ميم. الضم. طيب أقرأ. I recite. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. What's that called? Recitation. لا بس. If I say أعوذ بالله. تعوذا استعاذة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. حمد الفاتحة. لا بس. طيب أقول الضالين آمين. تأمين. أحسنت. طيب أقول الله أكبر وأفعل هذا. Then I do this. What's turn? ركوع. طيب ثم أقول سمي الله لمن حمده. Close. الرفع من الركوع. Coming up from ركوع. Or you can say رفع الرأس من الركوع. Raising your head up from ركوع. طيب where am I يا أخوان? طيب أفعل هذا بعد الركوع. I do this after الركوع.
That's يمين يسرى.
And placing right on your left. Or you can say الضم. طيب ثم أسجد. Then I prostrate. What's turn? عمر. سجود. ثم أفعل هذا. Then I do this.
جلس بين السجدتين.
Accent. The sitting between the two prostrations. لعلكم الحمد لله تسجلون فوائد. لا تلعبون على فيسبوك أو إنترنت أو على Instagram. الحمد لله. Perhaps you guys are, mashallah. Sometimes I think you guys on Facebook. Ahmed's on his Instagram, checking his likes, his nice haircut, his hair there, mashallah, ya ikhwan. طيب, let's turn, check out the hop. أسجد الثانية. I prostrate the second time. سجدة الثانية. جميلة. ثم ركعة من first ركعة. طيب بعد السجدة الثانية, after the second سجدة, أفعل هذا. First ركعة. أنا في السجدة الثانية, I'm in the second سجدة, أفعل هذا. ثم أقوم.
والقيام.
لا بأس. Help my messy. Not طمأنينة. Close. I'm in the second sajda, making my dhikr, and then I do this before I stand. It has a name. كل موقف من مواقف الصلاة له اسم. Every position in the prayer has a name. That's a principle. Every position in the prayer has a name. What's the term? A short sitting, close. You and Abu Hafra close. It is a sunnah. Has a name.
جلس قبل القيام.
All three you're close. Sunnah, sitting of ease, a short sitting. Oh, you're right. طيب اكتبوا هذا, write this down يا اخوان. جلسة الاستراحة. جلسة الاستراحة. The sitting of rest. The sitting of rest. جلسة الاستراحة. جلسة الاستراحة. Or you can say جلوس الاستراحة. طيب أين أنا? So where are we يا إخوان? سجدنا, we prostrated. الثانية, the second time. جلسنا, we sat here. طيب, this is the sitting of rest. جلسة الاستراحة, the sitting of ease or rest. ثم أقوم الثانية, then I stand up a second time. What's that called? قيام. ثم نعيد كل موقف. You can say the second standing, third standing. Now you repeat everything again. طيب ماذا استفدنا؟ What do we benefit here? لكل موقف من مواقف الصلاة له اسم. Every position in the prayer has a name. فأنا في التشهد. So now I'm in تشهد. طيب أدعو. You're making your dua. فالإشارة جاءت كيفيتها صيغتين. So when you're sitting in tashahhud, when you point with your finger, there are two positions of how to point. الأولى الإشارة بدون تحريك. الإشارة بدون تحريك. The first position, you point your finger, you don't move it. الإشارة بدون تحريك. وهذا أرجح والله أعلم. That's the strongest opinion. The second opinion, الإشارة مع تحريك. مع تحريك. Second position or opinion, you point your finger and while you're pointing it, you move it. You point it and you move it. وهذا جاء من حديث عدة من الصحابة، جاء من حديث وائل وحديث أبي حميد وغيرهما. This hadith of moving the finger has many companions narrate that. From them وائل بن حجر وحديث في السنن عند الإمام الترمذي وغيره. His hadith is collected by Tirmidhi. His hadith is collected by An-Nasa'i. Aqwan.
That's right. How fast do you move your finger?
طيب. How fast? أعطيكم دليل قول آخر. I give you another position. قبل سؤال عمر. Before Umar's question. طيب. ما عندنا دليل على كيفية تحريك الإصبع أو الإصبع. There's no proof of the how you move. إذا نقول هذا الحديث صحيح لنجتنب عن الجدال. Let's say the hadith is authentic for the lack of argument's sake. Some scholars say it's Hasan. لا بأس. The hadith is authentic. The part of the ending of the hadith. Let's say that's authentic too. How do you move it? الذي يحركه بالدائرة ما عنده دليل. The one who's making a circle. التحيات لله. And he may change his voice, mashallah. التحيات لله الصلوات لله. لا بأس. No problem. He's in the salah. He's in, alhamdulillah. Him making a circle. Ain't a dalil lihada. Where is his proof to make a circle? All he can say is, my madhab, my madhab. All he can say is, my shaykh, my shaykh. All she can say is, my husband, my husband. All he can say is, my imam, my imam. لكن ain't a dalil. But where's the proof? لا يوجد. There's no proof. الذي يحركها يمينا وشمالا. The one who goes right to left. نفس الشيء. أقل شيء أبي. أقل شيء شيخي. أقل شيء مذهبي. أقل شيء إذا يكون المرأة زوجي. أقل شيء إذا يكون شخصا إمامي. The least thing he can say is my shaykh, my madhab. If he's a sister, my husband. If he's a student of knowledge, my shaykh. Ain't a dalil. Where's the proof? الذي يضرب كتفه فخذه. The one who hits his thigh. You see that? نفس الشيء. Some people do both. All three. Some people, you don't know if he's finger wrestling himself. He's typing. Yeah.
That's like magic.
You don't know what he's doing. هذا لماذا العلماء يقولون أقل شيء ما قاله ابن عمر للتابعين. That's why many of the scholars they say the strongest opinion is what Abdullah bin Umar he said to the tabi'un. كان يعلم صلاة النبي قطعة موقفا. Ibn Umar was teaching how the Prophet prayed from position to position. When he got to tashahhud, he says وأشار بأصبعه. He said, and the Prophet pointed with his finger. هذا ابن عمر. لا نقلده. لا تقليد حرام. لكن هذا ابن عمر. شأنه عظيم عند الله. This is Abdullah ibn Umar. We don't blind follow Ibn Umar. No. But his position is known. He was one of the most adhered to the sunnah of the Prophet. At any rate, he said the Prophet pointed it. طيب. نقول أنه صحيح. Let's say it's صحيح. كيف نحركها? How do we move it? الذي يفعل دائرة هذا خطأ. الذي يفعل مثلثا هذا خطأ. الذي يمشي يمينا ويسارا هذا خطأ. الذي يضرب فخذه هذا خطأ. أين الدليل؟ The one who's going circle to circle, right to left. The one who's going right to left. The one who's doing triangles. The one who's tapping his leg. No problem. Where's your proof? There's no proof. ولكن عندنا دليل على الإشارة. But we have proof that he pointed it. حتى قال ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى حديث صحيح لكن لا أحرك أصبعي لأن ما عندنا دليل أو كما قال رحمه الله. Ibn al-Qayyim said the meaning of his speech, the hadith of Wa'il is authentic, but I don't move my finger. Why? He said because how? There's no how to do it. Al-Salatu Tawqifiyyah. That's another principle. Prayer is Tawqifiyyah, meaning tubna al-dalil, is based upon evidence. You need proof. لا يمكننا أن نصلي كما نشاء. لا. الصلاة توقيفية. We can't pray any way we wish. The salah is based upon proofs. The salah is based upon proofs. طيب لماذا قلنا كل هذا? Let's see who's the real Bukhari of Masjid Salam. Why did we say all of that, Massey? قلنا كل هذا لشيء واحد. We said all of that for one reason. Let's see. Omar.
The hadith.
Which hadith?
Wa'id. The last part is Shad.
MashaAllah. Omar, this is this week's Bukhari. Maybe we get a trophy. That'd be nice, yeah. Omar carries it around all week. What's that? I'm the Bukhari, alhamdulillah, the masjid. And then next week we give it to someone else. Inshallah. So this week's Bukhari goes to Omar. All of that was to say what? And the hadith, the last part of the hadith, Wa'il says, or looks like Wa'il says, وَرَأَيْتُهُ يُحَرِّكُهَا يَدْعُ بِهَا. وهذا ليس بوائل وليس من وائل. When you look at the Hadith of Nasa'i, that's one of the books we intend to buy, inshallah. The Sunnah of Nasa'i, one of the best books you're going to study. And the Hadith, it looks like Wa'il is saying it, and I saw him moving it, pointing with it. هذا ليس من وائل, but that's not from Wa'il. That's from another sub-narrator. His name is Zaida ibn Qudama. Zaida ibn Qudama. قوله munkar or shadh. Is his statement munkar or shadh? Munkar. Shaykh Wahab says munkar. Is he munkar or shadh? أنتم توافقون مع الشيخ? You guys agree with our Shaykh Abdul Wahab? Is he munkar or is his statement shadh? Zaida ibn Qudama, the one who said that Wa'il said the Prophet of Allah was moving his finger. Is his statement munkar or shadh? Munkar. All of you agree? Shadh. His statement is shadh. Why is it shadh?
Because he's reliable.
Ahsant. Right? Second week's Bukhari goes to Muhammad. طيب. Why? Go back to your principles. الفرق بين الشاذ والمنكر شيء واحد. شيء واحد. The difference between shadh and munkar is one thing. One thing. حال هذا الراوي. حال هذا الراوي. Memorize this, ya ikhwan. Write this down. The difference between shadh and munkar. The difference between shadh and munkar is only one thing. The difference between shadh and munkar is only one thing. حال الراوي. حال الراوي. The condition of the narrator. The condition of the narrator. إذا يكون هو ثقة فهو شاذ. If the narrator is reliable, then his narration is called shadh. If the person who's contradicting someone else, if he's reliable, his narration is called shadh. إذا يكون ضعيفا, if he's weak, يسمى منكرا, then his statement is called munkar. Right? 3 points. الفرق بين الشاذ والمنكر. The difference between shadh and munkar, شيء واحد, is only one thing. حال الراوي. The condition of the narrator. إذا يكون الراوي ثقة فقوله شاذ. If the narrator himself is reliable, then his narration is called شاذ. إذا يكون ضعيفا فقوله يسمى منكرا. If he is weak, his narration is called munkar. من يكرر? Who can repeat يا إخوان؟ تفضل يا عمر تفضل.
الفرق بين الشاذ والمنكر شيء واحد.
جميلا.
حال الراوي إذا يكون ثقة فقوله شاذ، وإذا يكون ضعيفة فقوله
ضعيفا. إذا يكون ضعيفا.
إذا يكون ضعيفا فقوله منكر.
ما شاء الله أحسنت. Who else? أحمد.
The difference between shad and munkar are only because of the condition of the narrator.
Okay.
So then, when a weak narrator opposes a strong narrator, what he says is munkar, and when a strong narrator opposes another strong narrator, what he says is shad.
Don't say strong, say reliable.
Reliable.
آمين. Allah bless you. طيب. تفضل يا محمد.
The difference between shad and munkar is only one thing, and that is the condition of the narrator. If the narrator is reliable, then it's shad. If he's weak, then his statement is munkar.
جميل. شيخ وهاب تفضل.
The difference between shad and munkar, if the narrator is reliable, it's shad, and if he's ضعيف, it's munkar.
جميل. شيخ عمر تفضل.
The difference between a munkar and shad is if the narrator is weak, then it's munkar. And if the narrator is more reliable, it's shad.
جميل. ماذا؟
The difference between shad and munkar, the condition of the narrator. Munkar is the weak narrator, and shad is the reliable.
That's it. إذا أنتم تفهمون هذا فلعلكم على قمة الجبل. قمة الجبل. If you guys understand that one point in Hadith, you guys are on the pinnacle of a mountain now. One point. الفرق بين الشاذ والمنكر. The difference between شاذ and منكر. طيب درسنا الليلة. Tonight's class يا إخوان. نستفيد قليلا ثم ننصرف. Let's take some small benefit before we leave inshallah. قال الإمام البيقوني رحمه الله. Imam al-Bayquuniyyah, may Allah have mercy upon him, he says, متروكه ما واحد به انفرد وأجمع لضعفه فهو كرد. He says, tonight's hadith, matruk. Tonight's hadith, matruk. The one that is abandoned or left, matruk. The one that is left off. ما واحد به انفرد is the hadith that one person is alone, meaning one person who's a liar. وأجمع لضعفه فهو كرد, and all of the scholars agree that he is weak, then his narration is rejected. طيب اكتبوا هذه الكلمة. Write this word down يا إخوان. المتروك. 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 ألف لام ميم تاء راء واو كاف. ألف لام ميم راء واو كاف. المتروك. المتروك. طيب معنى المتروك. On our English you're going to write A-L A-L-M-A-T R-O-O or U-U-K. R-O-O, or you can write R-U-U-K. المتروك. المتروك. طيب اكتبوا هذا. Write this down يا إخوان. هو الحديث الذي هو الحديث الذي هو الحديث الذي يتفرد بروايته الحديث الذي يتفرد بروايته راو ضعيف جدا راو ضعيف جدا. بالإنجليزية, in English, you're going to write, it is the hadith. It is the hadith that a single narrator narrates. But this single narrator is extremely weak. It is the hadith that a single narrator narrates, and this single narrator is extremely weak. Or you can say, it's a hadith that an extremely weak narrator relates or narrates. It is a hadith that a single weak narrator narrates. طيب, نستفيد من هنا يا إخوان. We're going to benefit here إن شاء الله تعالى. الحديث الذي يتفرد بروايته, وهذا يشبه بالغريب ويشبه بالفرد ويشبه ماذا الأحاد. The first part of the definition, the hadith that a single narrator narrates, looks like, resembles غريب, resembles ahad, resembles فرد. وكذلك المنكر. أحسنت. وكذلك المنكر. ثم يأتي بالبيان. Then here comes the clarification. حال هذا الراوي الوحيد, the condition of this single narrator, ليس ضعيفا, he's not weak. لا, هو ضعيف جدا, he's extremely weak. ليس ثقة, ليس صحيحا, ليس صدوقا, لا, ليس ضعيفا, لا. He's not reliable but makes some mistakes. He's not weak. No. There's another level. It's a couple more levels. ضعيف ليس أقل شيء. Weak is not the lowest thing. You're in the gym and the brothers working out. You say, oh, mashallah, ya akhi, he's weak. Keep it up. May Allah bless you. And then someone comes even more weak than him. You say, hey, you're even weaker. Keep it up. And then a third person comes and he's the weakest. He's extremely. He looks up to 10. Oh, Bismillah. How much is that? That's 75? That's 10. That's 10? Astaghfirullah. And then another man comes. And I'm gonna try this one. Oh, come هذا. How much is that? That's 25. La ilaha illallah, that's 5? That's 5, yeah. And then a third person comes. Get off the way, ya ikhwan. أجرب هذا. I'm gonna try this one. Oh, come هذا. That's insane. That's only 2 pounds. You'd be amazed, ya ikhwan. Those 2 pounds are heavy. Those 2s. Sometimes you get a better workout with a lighter weight. Sometimes I can do with a 10. I tried it 100 times. And you can't even raise your arms after that. With a 10 pound. For example. At any rate, the man, hey, Sheikh Myra, the 5 pounds, the 10 pounds, oh, yes, salam, astaghfirullah. Yes, salam. You know, the Muslim make dua. Alhamdulillah. One thing about the Muslim, he's going to make dua. May Allah make us Muslims, ikhwan. Before he works out, he don't just jump under there. No, he says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That's the Muslim. Before he eats, he don't just eat. He says, Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. طيب. May Allah make us Muslims, ikhwan. أنا كنت نصرانيا. أنا أقول هذا لكم دائما. I always tell you guys, I used to be Christian. ونعوذ بالله. فلعلي أرى شيئا أنتم لا ترونه. لأنكم ولدتم مسلمين والحمد لله. أنا ولدت مسلما كذلك. ثم أمي دعتني إلى دين أمها وتبعتهما للأسف. أنا كنت جاهل. طيب, you brothers and sisters were born Muslims. I was born Muslim also, alhamdulillah. All of us are born Muslims. Then my mother, may Allah guide her, she called me to follow her and her Ummi, my grandmother, that I prayed died as a Muslim. I prayed, she died as a Muslim, yeah. Well, so I tried to follow them. I didn't know no better. My mother said, Jesus is God. I said, حاضر. سمعنا ونعوذ بالله. Whatever you say, Ummi. My mother says, Allah ثلاثة ونعوذ بالله. أنا كنت جاهلا. حاضر يا أمي. أنت أمي. أنا أتبعك. My mother said, hey, Allah is 3. ونعوذ بالله. I didn't know. That's the danger of ignorance. الجهل مصيبة. Ignorance is a calamity. والجهل مرض. Ignorance is a sickness and a disease. ولا يذهب الجهل إلا العلم. And nothing does away with ignorance, nothing except knowledge. لا يذهب الجهل إلا العلم. Nothing removes ignorance, nothing except knowledge. I didn't know. My mother said it, hey, I'm with you, أمي. لا بأس. ثم كبرت وكبرت وكبرت وقرأت وقرأت وخالفتها وهداني الله سبحانه وتعالى إليه وتركت دين أمي والحمد لله رب العالمين. Then I got older and older, and I started reading on my own, started doing some research, and then my belief changed about Allah's mercy. I no longer believe what Ummi taught me. I love my mother. Nobody's more close to me than my mother. طيب. May Allah bless you all, ya akhwan. لكن تركت دينها. I left her religion. وأنا أعتقد أن أمي إن شاء الله تعالى ستسلم. أنا أتمنى, and I hope, I believe one day my mother is going to be Muslim. I believe إن شاء الله. لأن عندما الشخص يتكلم إليها يظن أحيانا ليس دائما أحيانا أنها من المسلمين. Because sometimes when you talk to her, if somebody wants to talk to my Ummi, one day we hope my mother comes and we're going to bring her here, inshallah. And you can ask her questions, inshallah. You're going to say, hey, Umar's going to say, hey, she sounds like a Muslim. Muhammad will say, hey, I agree. And then tomorrow comes, he said, oh, never mind. Some days she sounds like a Muslim, some days. At any rate, something good happens, she says, Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. And then the next day, so Jesus Akbar. They say, no, Ummi, he was close. But I believe she's going to be right there, inshallah. I hope, yeah. That I would probably die out of happiness. I go home to visit, and my mother comes to the door with a khimar, a little jilbab on, even if it's not covered correctly. Her little hair, her little old hair is hanging out. Alhamdulillah. I was there, hey, Ummi, what are you wearing? I'm not Islam too. I'm Muslim. I said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad. And that'll be my last day. Come on. Out of happiness. You guys are going to have to come pray with me that day. Happy. Alhamdulillah, Ummi. We invite you to accept Islam. May Allah bless you. Sometimes I try to trick my mother when she's asleep. I don't know if she knows this or not yet. Right? She's in there sleeping. I go in her room and I tap her. She's asleep. And I say, repeat after me. I say, I'll say it, you say it. I'll say it. Like we're in class. I'll say it, you say it. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I whisper in her ear and she sleep. Maybe one day she'll say it. I wonder would that be accepted? Allah. Probably not yet. Let's continue, ikhwan. May Allah guide our mother and all of us to Islam. Yeah. May Allah make it easy. طيب قال هو الحديث الذي يتفرد بروايته الراو ضعيف جدا. It's the hadith that a single, extremely weak, pay attention there, extremely weak narrator narrates. وَالسَّبَبُ ضَعْفِهِ إِمَّا يَكُونُ كَذَّابًا. And the reason that he's extremely weak, either he's a liar. إِمَّا يَكُونُ كَذَّابًا. Either he's extremely weak. أو متهما بالكذب. What we say first? إما أن يكون كذابا. Either he's a liar. I think I said he's extremely weak. No. The first reason we're going to write, he's a liar. طيب. أو متهما بالكذب. متهما بالكذب. Or he's accused of being a liar. Either he's a liar or متهما بالكذب. He's accused of being a liar. The scholars of Hadith, they have said he's a liar. أو كثير الغلط. كثير الغلط. Or he makes many mistakes. Not mistakes. No, كثير الغلط. Many mistakes. لا بس إذا الشخص يخطئ أحيانا حينا إلى آخر هذا لا يضر شيء. لكن يكثر في الغلط. يكثر ويكثر. لا هذا يترك. هذا يترك. It's not an issue if you make a mistake from time to time. Who doesn't make a mistake, يا إخوان? But you constantly make a mistake, this one is going to be left off. Or شديد الغفلة. شديد الغفلة. Or he has extreme heedlessness. شديد الغفلة. He has extreme heedlessness. فعندنا أربع أشياء. So we have four things here. إما أن يكون كذابا. Either he's a liar. أو متهما بالكذب. He's accused of being a liar. أي من أهل العلم. From the people of knowledge. Not anyone. No, from the scholars of Hadith. They say he's a liar. He's a liar. They accuse him of being a liar. أو كثير الغلط. Or number three, he has many mistakes. أو شديد الغفلة. Or he has an extreme heedlessness. هذا يسمى مطروق. This is the example of a مطروق.
What's the last word?
شديد الغفلة. الغفلة. He has extreme heedlessness. Not he forgets, sometimes he's heedless. No. شديد الغفلة. He is extremely heedless. لا يبالي بشيء. He doesn't care about anything. طيب أعطيكم مثالا ثم نتوقف. We'll give an example يا إخوان and then we'll stop إن شاء الله تعالى. طيب مثال المطروق. An example of the hadith المطروق. هذا الحديث عند الإمام الدارقطني. This hadith is collected by Imam الدارقطني. Imam الدارقطني. عن عامر ابن شمر الجعفي. عن عامر ابن شمر الجعفي. On the authority of Amir ibn Shimr al-Ju'fi.
Is it Amr or Amir?
Amr. Not Amir, Amr. With a waw. Amr ibn Shimr al-Ju'fi. عن جابر. عن جابر. On the authority of Jabir. عن أبي طفيل. عن أبي الطفيل, on the authority of Abu Tufail. عن علي وعمار, عن علي وعمار. So our chain should recite on the authority of Amr ibn Shimr al-Ju'fi, on the authority of Jabir, on the authority of Abu Tufail, and Ali wa Ammar, on the authority of both of the companions, Ali and Ammar. They both narrate this hadith. Ali and Ammar. قال كان النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام يقنط في الفجر. They both say, Ali and Ammar, that the Prophet of Allah made qunut. He made qunut in the Fajr prayer. That the Prophet يقنط في الفجر, he made qunut in the Fajr.
على علي وعمار قال
قال they both said قال عن عمرو ابن شمر الجعفي عن جابر عن أبي طفيل عن علي وعمار قال. The hadith is narrated by, or in Daraqutni's collection, Amr Ibn Shimr al-Ju'fi, on the authority of Jabir, on the authority of Abu Tufail, who heard it from, or who narrated it from, rather, two companions, Ali and Ammar, that they both said, Ali and Ammar, they both said, كان النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام يقنط في الفجر. The Prophet of Allah made the qunut in the morning prayer. وَيُكَبِّرُ يَوْمَ عَرَفَةٍ, and he made the takbir on the day of Arafah. And he made the takbir on the day of Arafah. وَيُكَبِّرُ يَوْمَ عَرَفَةٍ, and he said Allahu Akbar on the day of Arafah. Min Salat al-Ghada, in the prayer of al-Ghada, in the morning prayer. وَيَقْطَعُ صَلَاةَ الْعَصْرِ آخِرَ أَيَّامِ التَّشْرِيقِ. وَيَقْطَعُ صَلَاةَ الْعَصْرِ آخِرَ أَيَّامِ التَّشْرِيقِ, and he stopped saying Allahu Akbar at the Asr prayer, the last day of the Tashriq, the days of At-Tashriq. وَيُكَبِّرُ يَوْمَ عَرَفَةٍ مِنْ صَلَاةِ الْغَدَاءِ. So on the day of Arafah, after the morning prayer, the Prophet began with his Allahu Akbar on Arafah. وَيَقْطَعُ صَلَاةَ الْعَصْرِ, and when the Asr prayer came, يَقْطَعُ صَلَاةَ الْعَصْرِ آخِرَ أَيَّامِ التَّشْرِيقِ, he stopped making his dhikr on Arafah, the last day of At-Tashriq. قال الإمام النسائي والدارقطني, وهذا الشاهد, this is the point here يا إخوان. Imam al-Nasa'i said, and Imam al-Darqutni said, وغيرهما, and other than these two, في عمرو بن شمر متروك الحديث. They say this hadith is matruk because of the man Amr ibn Shimr al-Ju'fi, that he is matruk. That he is matruk.
Is matruk only used for a single narrator or for multiple?
That's a good question. It could be used, you mean like if they're in the same chain?
Yeah.
No, it could be multiple people can be accused of matruk in the same chain. You know? It could be a single narrator, or it could be multiple narrators in one chain.
When does the narrator becomes extremely weak?
But if he's known to be a liar, number one.
After like how many hadiths and then like number?
That's a good question. Allah, good question. Our third Bukhari, third week, goes to Umar. That's a good question. How many? Does he have to lie a certain amount of hadith? يكثر لكن العدد الله أعلم. It has to be a numerous amount, but the amount Allah أعلم. Allah أعلم. That's a good question. May Allah bless you. طيب, Imam An-Nasa'i wa Daraqutni and other than them say about this narration here, فيه عمر بن شمر الجعفي وهو متروك الحديث. They say this hadith is matruk. Why? Because the man, or this hadith is weak, because there's a man named Amr ibn Shibr al-Ju'fi, and he is matruk al-hadith. When you see this man in the chain, his narrations are abandoned. His narrations are left, because he's extremely weak. He's not da'if, he's da'ifun jiddan. He's extremely weak. نستفيد هنا من هذا الباب, we can benefit here يا إخوان, إذا العبد يتهم بالكذب فهو ضعيف جدا. If a narrator, the scholars of hadith accuse him to be a liar, this description makes him extremely weak. If the people of hadith say about him, oh, he's known to be a liar, he lies on the narrations, then he is extremely weak. أو فيه كثير الغلط ليس غلطا كثير الغلط فهو ضعيف جدا. Another benefit, if someone has a lot of mistakes, when he narrates not a few mistakes, that happens. But he makes so many blunders, many mistakes when he narrates, you can say he's extremely weak. You can say he's extremely weak. طيب, وهذا خلاصة من متروك. So that's a summary of متروك. تفضل شيخ.
Is there an authentic version of this hadith? Because we still
Of the same hadith, نعم, كان النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام يقنط, that the Prophet of Allah used to make qunut. هذا صحيح. ذكر الإمام مالك رحمه الله تعالى أنه متأقتا وتركه النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام والأولى أن لا يفعله المسلمون. هذا قول مالك رحمه الله تعالى. Imam Malik has a position. You may say it's extreme. That's his position. Imam Malik says yes, the Prophet made qunut, but he did it temporarily, if there was a need to do so, and then he stopped doing it. He never returned back to it. So Imam Malik says you should no longer do qunut. So we see some Imams say they don't do qunut, they don't do qunut. Perhaps they follow Imam Malik. Imam Malik was strong in that regard. The Prophet did it, yes, but he did it temporarily. He didn't continue to do it. And then he stopped it and never did it again. So Imam Malik says, it's awla and la yuqam. It's better not to be done. Because the Prophet did it, but he stopped. And he never did it again. Other scholars say, la. نحترمك يا إمام. We respect you, O Imam. لكن هنا لا نوافق. But we don't agree here. إذا عندنا حاجة ولا عبد يقنط الحمد لله. If someone has a need, Palestine, Yemen, Africa, COVID, someone is sick, doesn't have to be always killing or murder. It can be a sickness, it can be a lot of death, it can be poverty, it can be famine. There's a need to call upon Allah outside of the normal times in the salah to make qunut. Alhamdulillah. Many scholars say it's recommended to do so. Well,
Shafi'i, they do that every morning.
Shafi differs. وهذا يدل على إخوان أحيانا الأئمة الأربع وغيرهم رحمهم الله أحيانا يختلفون، لكن يختلفون بالاحترام والعلم بدون شهوة. This teaches us that the great Imams, the four Imams, and other than them, they used to differ from time to time. But they differ with manners. Not like today. You differ with me, hey, I'm no longer coming to your masjid. You want to marry my daughter? No. Why? I don't agree with you. You're black, I'm white. You pray over there. No, that's from Islam, ya ikhwan. They differ with manners. There's a video, ya ikhwan, on the YouTube. One of the best, if you could say, argumentations, conversations you're ever going to watch. بين الإمام الألباني والإمام عبد المحسن العباد حفظه الله تعالى وهو يحيى الآن. between Sheikh Al-Albani, may Allah have mercy upon him, and Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Al-Abbad. He's still alive today. One of the biggest scholars of Hadith still alive today in Medina. He's the father of the big famous Sheikh, who's probably the most famous scholar in the world today, Sheikh Abdul Razak Al-Badr. كل بلد يعرفه. Every country knows him. هو يسافر كثيرا. He travels to Somalia, travels to Kenya, he goes to Yemen, he goes to mashallah, Pakistan, he goes to India, he travels, the Sheikh travels. So he's probably not the biggest, no. He's probably the most famous. Every country knows him. He was just in Malaysia, he goes to India, this Imam travels. He gives da'wah. طيب, his father. ليس هو لا أبوه. Not him, his Abi. Sheikh Abdul Muhsin Al-Abbad, one of the biggest scholars of Hadith today, still alive. He teaches today, well, he retired, he doesn't teach no more. In his house, he gets private classes. He used to teach 80 years old in the Haram, biduni kitab. He would teach Bukhari and Muslim in his house, in the Prophet's Masjid, with no book. 80 years old. MashaAllah. And then some ignorant students going to say, I don't take from the Shaykh because he stutters. Ignorance, and no manners to the scholars. He does stutter. He does. This doesn't take away his knowledge at all. Can the Nabi Musa, alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to have a speech impediment. Alhamdulillah. That doesn't take away your knowledge. Only an ignorant person is going to say that. Sometimes when the Shaykh talks, he stutters. Alhamdulillah. He still remembers Bukhari and Muslim and Tirmidhi and Nasa'i. Allahu Akbar. A sign from the signs of Allah. At any rate, the conversation is between him and Sheikh Al-Albani. كان يتكلمان عن حكم صيام انفراد يوم الجمعة. They were discussing the issue of singling out Jumu'ah when you fast. Is it allowed to fast on Jumu'ah by itself or not? فالشيخ الألباني ذهب إلى موقف والشيخ عبد المحسن يخالفه. Sheikh Al-Albani had a position and Sheikh Abdul Muhsin had a position. They differ. لكن بالاحترام and manners and nobility. Every student of knowledge should listen to this conversation. How these great Imams differ. Every time this Sheikh says something, he's oh, Barakallah Fik, ya Sheikh, what do you think about this? Oh, Assalamu alayk, Ghafarallahu laka, may Allah raise you. But what about this? Oh, Noble Sheikh, may Allah raise you. But what about this hadith here? MashaAllah, Sheikh, that's tremendous. I don't agree, may Allah pardon you. May Allah raise you. What about this position here? Knowledge, manners, and manners. He's not trying to change his position. No. I'm not trying to change you. I don't move my finger. Our beloved brother Sheikh Myra moves his finger. That's my brother. I'm not trying to change. I'm going to pray next to Myra and I'm going to tap him every time I see him moving his finger. No. This is my position. That's his position. They differ with manners. Imam Ahmad and Shafi'i. Man ahsanu shaykhin li Ahmad fi ra'i Ahmad. Who was the greatest shaykh according to Imam Ahmad that Ahmad ever had? Shafi'i. وهذا من قوله هو. That's his opinion, his own speech, not ours. He said that. ما رأيت مثل الشافعي. He said, I never saw nobody like a Shafi'i. Nobody. قال بعد الله وبعد الشافعي عندي علم عن معرفة الحديث أو كلاما بهذا المعنى. He said, after Allah, my knowledge of hadith is from a Shafi'i. Or speech like that. كان يحترم شافعيا. He used to show honor to a Shafi'i. MashaAllah. طيب لكن لا يوافق في كل شيء قاله الشافعي لا. But he didn't agree with everything a Shafi'i said. والشافعي شيخه. Shafi'i was a sheikh. وقال أحمد أنت أعلم من حديث مني. وهذا شيخ. الشافعي شيخه. الشافعي was a sheikh. And he said, oh Ahmed, you are more memorized of hadith than me, than us. If the hadith comes to you and it's authentic, and inform us. But he's the teacher. Manners ya ikhwan. At any rate, they used to differ. الشافعي أحمد رحمه الله يرى تارك الصلاة كافرا مخرجا من الملة. Imam Ahmad understood, وهذا صحيح والله أعلم, and his position is the strongest opinion, and Allah knows best. If the person no longer prays, he's a non-Muslim. Takes him outside of Islam. That's Ahmed said that. He agrees with Ibn Umar and most of the companions. والشافعي يخالفه. Shafi differs. الشافعي يرى أنه وقع في كفر لكن مسلما. وقع في الكفر لكن مسلما. الشافعي differs. الشافعي believes, no, he's Muslim still. He's still Muslim, but he's in a state of disbelief. الكفر دون الكفر. It's disbelief, but he's still a Muslim. So to Ahmed, الذي لا يصلي كافر. وللشافعي هو مسلم في حال كفر. يختلفان. Ahmed takes the position, the one who no longer prays is no longer Muslim. You have to become Muslim again. Shafi says, no, he's still Muslim. From what I see, he's still Muslim, but he's doing something of disbelief. He doesn't pray. فقال الشافعي يا أحمد. Shafi said, oh Ahmed, عندي سؤال. I got a question. He's the Shaykh. Honor. He says, تارك الصلاة كافر. قال أحمد نعم. قال كيف يسلم؟ قال يتشهد. قال قد فعله. And the Shafi, mashallah. Shafi says, Ahmed, I got a question. To you, the one who no longer prays is a non-Muslim, right? Ahmed said, yes. That's my opinion. Yes. Shafi says, then how does he become Muslim again? Ahmed says, he has to take a shahada. Shafi says, he already did it. He did it already. They differ. To Ahmed, he contradicted his shahada. He invalidated it. To Shafi, no. What you're telling me he has to do, he already did it. What's the difference between now and then? They differ. فأحيانا الشخص يخالف شيخه. Sometimes the person contradicts his sheikh. I have a sheikh. Sheikh Yahya is one of my teachers. وأنا لا أرى كل شيء قاله صحيح. I don't see our sheikh that everything he said is correct. واستفدت منه كثيرا. I learned a lot from him. لكن تعلمت منه عدم التقليد فلا أقلده وهو شيخي. I also learned from him, you don't blind follow no one. So he's one of our mashaykh. I don't agree. It's okay to differ with somebody else. As long as you have manners and adab. That video there, if you can find it, hopefully still on the YouTube, one of the best difference of opinions you're going to witness. How they differ with manners. Maybe one day we can do something like that. We take a subject, we'll divide the brothers and sisters into two groups. Whatever your position is, it's not for that. You're just going to argue. We'll say, مثلا, سطر عورة, لبس niqab, a woman wearing niqab. You take Masi, Omar, and Myra on one side. Ahmed, Omar, Muhammad, Sheikh Wahab on another side. We need one more person, 4 and 4. Fine. You guys argue wearing a niqab is obligatory. You guys argue is recommended. But with manners and honor. This is something to teach the students how to argue and debate religiously, with manners, not calling each other names. Oh, you're a fool. Only a fool would say that. No, yahi. How? He's your Muslim brother. Only an ignorant man would take that position. No. With manners. Good position, yahi, mashallah. However, that appears to be incorrect. Why? Because Allah Ta'ala said, good rebuttal, my beloved brother. However, you're incorrect here. Every time you say something, you make a dua for your brother. You'll be amazed. Stuff that we don't do. Just because I don't agree with you, doesn't mean you're not my brother. Alhamdulillah. The great Imams used to differ. The companions will differ. With manners and kindness and gentleness. Anyone else here? Oh,
How about the second part of the hadith, the dhikr on the Yom Arafah until the last day of Tashriq?
No.
Like we still do that, but the proof is weak, right?
No. All three of these are established sunnah.
Okay.
But this narration here is weak.
Okay.
You with me? الحديث قد يكون ضعيفا من وجه وصحيحا من وجه آخر. A narration can be weak from one chain of narration. But that same hadith can be authentic from another chain of narration. You guys with me?
المتروك would a narrator be matruk if some scholars have a difference of opinion on him?
It could be. وهذا يقع كثيرا. اختلاف العلماء في شخص واحد. هذا كثير جدا. This happens a lot. Where the scholars differ over a particular person. فعند من يقول أنه متروك في أو عند نظرهم هو متروك. عند من مثلا وهذا ليس كثيرا في هذا الحال لكن مثلا هذا ضعيف ولشخص آخر هو ثقة. The issue of matruk, you don't really see them different a lot over that. If someone is matruk, then almost all the scholars agree he's matruk. But another scale, someone's weak. Someone is weak here to these group of scholars, but to another group of scholars, he's reliable. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. ليس كل من ضعفه البخاري ضعفه الشافعي. Not everyone that Bukhari says is weak, a Shafi also said is weak. Sometimes they differ. Sometimes scholars may differ. طيب في مسألة القرآن مخلوق. The issue of is the Quran created or not. يحيى بن معين وهو من جبال العلم وقع في كفر. The great Imam Yahya ibn Ma'in, who's a mountain of knowledge, he fell into disbelief. This great Imam, in the time of Imam Ahmad, Yahya ibn Ma'in, he fell into disbelief. هو كرر أن القرآن مخلوق. He said with his tongue, the Quran is created. He said that. أمام الحاكم, in front of the ruler. لكن قاله خائفا. But he said it out of fear. He said it out of fear. فالإمام أحمد كان ماذا غليظا عنه أو عليه. Imam Ahmad was extremely harsh against him. والآخرون من العلماء وغير العلماء يتساهلون يعفونه. The other scholars and the other students and the Muslims pardoned him. They knew he said it out of fear. Imam Ahmad was severe on him. وقال بعض الناس أحمد لم يتكلم إليه بعد ذلك. Some scholars say Imam Ahmad never talked to him again. Imam Ahmad sometimes he was severe. لا بأنه لا يعلم أنه قاله خائفا. Not that Imam Ahmad didn't know that he said it out of fear. هو قال هو إمام في الحديث فلا ينبغي له أن يخاف إلا الله. Imam Ahmad, he wasn't saying I don't understand that he's afraid. No. He said he's an Imam of Al-Hadith. And he should not be afraid of anyone besides Allah. So he kind of let Imam Ahmad down, for example. Imam Ahmad, to him, you should be saying the same thing I'm saying. I'm not afraid of your whips. I'm not afraid of your chains. I only fear Allah. Although it was allowed for Imam Ahmad to say, the Quran is created, just to get out the shackles. Someone's going to bring you harm. Say, hey, Muhammad is a liar, and I'll let you live. And the person says, Muhammad is a liar, let me go, and then he runs away. That's not disbelief. He said it out of fear. You're allowed to say that. But the strong Muslim is not going to do that. إذا يقتل يقتل. If he is killed, he's killed. He's going to say, Muhammad is Sadiq. Muhammad is truthful. They take his life, they take his life. Although it's allowed. Someone says, hey, you Muslims, say you disbelieve in Allah, and I'll let you live. I'll let you live. I disbelieve in Allah, let me go. Get out of here. That's allowed. However, Imam Ahmad felt Yahya ibn Ma'in was a great Imam. It's not proper for him to fear creation. He should have feared Allah and Allah alone. So to show him how disappointed he was in him, he used to turn his back. When Yahya ibn Ma'in will come, Imam Ahmad will look away. When Yahya ibn Ma'in will try to talk to him, he wouldn't talk back. So some may say, that's extreme. That's your opinion, no problem. That's what Imam Ahmad thought was correct to do. So he did that. Imam Malik was mutashaddidan didda ahl al-bid'ah. Imam Malik, one of the kindest scholars you're ever going to meet. Imam Malik used to be severe against the people of innovation. Severe. لا يتكلم إليهم. He didn't talk with them. لا يناظرهم. He didn't debate them. لا يسمع ولو آية منهم. He didn't even listen to them recite Quran. Not even a verse of Quran. ولو نصف الآية. Not even half of a verse. جاء شخص إلى الإمام مالك رحمه الله قال يا إمام أناذرك. قال لا. قال لا. A man came and said, "Ya Imam Malik, let me debate you." A known innovator. Let's debate. He said, "No, no way, no." He says, "Walau ayatan, let me recite one verse on you." No. قال ولو نصف آية. Imam Malik said, not even half of a verse. He would be severe against them. وإذا أهل البدع يحاول أن يناظرهم وضعوا أصابعه في أذنيه. And when the people of innovation tried to debate Imam Malik, he would take his 2 fingers and put them in his ears. They're trying to argue him, he's like this. They want us to try to debate those Christians that come. When they come and recite, we're going to do like Imam Malik. When they recite, John the Baptist said, out of fear. Why did Imam Malik do that? It's not disrespect for them. هو يحافظ على قلبه. He's preserving his own heart. قال الشخص من تلاميذ الإمام مالك يا إمام ما مانع إذا تتركه يقرأ عليك آية. يا إمام, what harm would it have been? Why didn't you let him recite a verse of Quran on you? قال أخشى أنما امتنعه الله تعالى في قلبه وقع في قلبي. Oh, كما قال رحمه الله. He said, out of fear that the same thing Allah is testing him with, if I listen to him, now it's going to affect me. So it's not being disrespectful. He's not being disrespectful. No. He's protecting his own self from his own heart. You can't control your heart, ya ikhwan. How many times you listen to something and it's in your mind, it's in your heart, and now you have doubt. You go somewhere you shouldn't go. Let's go to the church. They're nice people. And he's sitting in the pulpit, listening. Jesus, God. God came down to me and said, hey. And then next thing, hey. Then he stopped even making the salah. He don't come to the masjid no more. He's with the church people. He's hanging out with them more and more and more. He dressed different. No beard no more. No more thobe. No more salah. And he began because he listened to what he should listen to. Sometimes you have to protect your own heart. محافظة على القلب لا يعدله شيء. Preserving your heart, there's nothing like it, ya ikhwan. So we'll stop there, inshallah. Someone online, they say, Mother, I love Imam Malik. I'm severely allergic to bid'ah. May Allah keep you allergic to bid'ah. May Allah keep you allergic to bid'ah. Be allergic to bid'ah. Anything that's a bid'ah, you try your best to stay away from it. And may Allah keep you allergic, our sister, to all innovation. Hello.
I noticed most of the scholars of the past, they were really severe on the people of innovation more than the mushriks.
نعم لأن البدعة صاحب البدعة لا يظن أنه على خطأ وشأنه شديد. The person of innovation, ya ikhwan, he doesn't think that he's doing anything wrong. He thinks that what he's doing is correct. فشأنه خطير جدا. So his situation is extremely dangerous. هو يظن أنه يدعو إلى السنة لكن يدعو إلى مخالفة السنة. He thinks he's calling to the sunnah. He thinks. But in reality what he's calling to contradicts the sunnah. فيقول مثلا نحتفل عن مولد النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام يا أهل السنة احتفال بمولد النبي. هذه البدعة. وفي رأيه هو يظن أنه يدعو الناس إلى سنة. لا يدعو الناس إلى مخالفة السنة. The person who calls to celebration of the Prophet's birthday, he doesn't see it to be wrong. The people of innovation don't see anything that they're doing to be wrong. They believe what they're doing is correct. So he's calling the person, hey, come celebrate the birthday of the Prophet. In reality, he's calling the people to opposition of the Sunnah. So many of the Salaf used to say against the innovator or the person of innovation, may Allah destroy him, or may Allah guide him or destroy him. Meaning, may Allah Ta'ala stop what he's doing. He's calling to falsehood and innovation. وَكُلَّمَا ذَهَبَتِ الْبِدْعَةِ تُتْرَكُ السُّنَّةِ. And every time a bid'ah comes, a part of the sunnah is left. But a mushrik is different. The mushrik مثلا عندما يأتي هو لا تترك السنة. When the mushrik comes with his shirk, the sunnah is not left. No, the sunnah wipes it out. But if a person brings a bid'ah, with every bid'ah comes, a sunnah is left. For example, if we allow the innovators to come with all their innovations, what sunnah are we going to have now? Bid'at contradicts the sunnah. So if you have the bid'at, they can't be together at the same time. فَنُقْبِلُ عَلَى الْبِدْعَةِ نَتْرُكُ السُّنَّةِ. If we accept bid'at, innovations, then we have to leave off the sunnah. So we accept the sunnah, we have to leave off bid'at. They can't be together.
And then how would one go about like giving da'wah to an innovator if they think they're on the correct path?
يحاول, he tries. هذا Imam Ahmad Imam Malik لم يتكلم إليه. That's why Imam Malik didn't waste his time. He would make dua for them. You don't find him debating them. You don't find that. Ibn Taymiyyah used to debate them. Ash-Shafi'i used to debate them sometimes. You don't find Imam Malik really debating them like that. One man came to Imam Malik and said, Ya Imam Malik, unadiruka. Oh Imam, let me debate you. He said, Amma ana, وهذا وارد عن الشافعي أيضا. And the Shafi'i says something similar to this. He says, أما أنا فأعرف ديني إذا ادعيت دينك عليك أن تجدوه أو كما قال رحمه الله. Imam Malik said, as for me, I know my religion. If you lost yours, I suggest you go find it. He didn't waste his time. He wouldn't waste his time yet. However, we're not saying that's from the Sunnah of the Prophet. We're not saying that. But his position is a known position of the people of the Sunnah. If you clarify your position, you give them da'wah. But once you give someone da'wah and you clarify it to them, you're going to keep going over and over and over and over and over. No. A non-Muslim is different than an innovator. A non-Muslim, مثلا, هو يبحث عن الحق. He's seeking the truth. I was a non-Muslim. And if you can show me Christianity wasn't real, show me. It has a mistake. Show me. Just like as a Muslim, I challenge anyone who's a non-Muslim to come and say, show me. Show me that Allah lied, wa na'udhu billah. Show me Jibreel lied, wa na'udhu billah. Show me Muhammad lied, wa na'udhu billah. Show me the companions lied, wa na'udhu billah. Show me, show me. And we wouldn't be Muslims. There'll be no Islam. Someone say, hey, if I can show you that the Quran is false, yes, I will leave Islam. However, if you can't do that, you accept Islam. You agree, I agree, I agree. You agree? We're Muslims. We believe in our religion. I remember doing that to a brother years ago. I forget his name at this moment, Ikhwan. He had a different belief. He'll stop paying Ikhwan. He had a different belief. So we came in the room, my friend Yusuf took me to the room. We was at the library. And Yusuf said, hey, you want to give some da'wah? I said, inshallah. He said, I'm going to take you to give some real da'wah. I thought he was going to take me to the prison. I don't know where. I thought he was going to take me somewhere. We go to this, on the library, it said, Muslim meeting tonight, brother such and such house, 7:30. All Muslims are invited. I said, alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim. I hope I'm Muslim. Me and Yusuf go there, bismillah. We walk in. I said, oh, this is something ain't right here, Juan. Something ain't right. Everybody was praying some type of way. The brothers with the women, the women with the brothers. So the vibe was different. So I sat down. I look different. They say I look like an African. No problem. I'm African. You can say that. No problem. I sit down. So they tap each other. Who's the brother? Who's the guy? Who's the black man? Who's it? I'm sitting there. So Yusuf just laughing. He knows them. So every time I look at Yusuf, he's giggling. So I'm like, where did you bring me? I'm trying to text him. Yeah, where do you got us at? So they start talking. So the brother recites a verse in the Quran. La ilaha illallah. In Surah Al-Nahl. Where Allah Ta'ala says, وَبَعَثْنَا لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. The brother says, there it is. First of all, his Quran was Xeroxed, and it was a different type of Quran. It had like plastic or something. It was different. So he said, hey, Allah says in the Quran, and verily we sent to every nation a prophet, saying to his people, O my people, worship Allah and Allah alone. You have no other deity besides Allah. Surah Al-Nahl. I said, alhamdulillah. That was perfect. He says, and this is the ishkal. Here comes the issue. There it is, my noble brothers. That's a proof that Prophet Noble Jew Ali is the Prophet of Allah. I said, hey, Bismillah. Am I allowed? Do you allow people to speak? He said, yes, my brother. You're my guest. Gave me drink, cake, little donuts. You're a guest here. Speak freely. I said, hey, I don't know what Quran you have. Perhaps your Quran is different than my Quran. Nowhere did Allah say the word noble in that verse, Jew nor Ali. So where'd you get that from? He said, brother, perhaps you don't know Arabic. I said, perhaps. Perhaps I don't know Arabic. No problem. You said it in English. So if I don't know Arabic or not, that's not my issue. You said, verily, Allah sent to every prophet and nation. That's English. In English, where is noble, Jew, or Ali mentioned? He said, brother, right now, that's not the time right now. We follow Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Maybe you don't follow him. I said, I follow the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, the one from Saudi Arabia? The one from Mecca? I said, yes, the one from Mecca. He says, oh, we follow Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I said, okay, what book did he come with? Where's his holy book? If he's a prophet after Muhammad, where is his holy book? He said, okay, brother, how about, I said, no, how about this? Show me anywhere in the Quran, Allah mentioned his name. Anywhere you wish, his name, and I'll follow you today. Whatever you're upon. You follow Prophet Noble Jew Ali? No problem. Show me where Allah mentions him by name in the Quran. Show me. He says, okay, brother, give me 7 days to do so. I said, I'll give you a month to do so. I said, better yet, if you can show me, I'll give you a week, I'll give you 7 days. No problem. I have one condition, and one condition only. If you can do that, I won't follow the Prophet Muhammad, a'udhu billah, and I'll follow your Prophet, Noble Jew Ali. If you can show me his name in the Quran. His name. If you can't do that, you leave him and follow the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. You agree? Do you agree? He didn't shake my hand. He said, give me 7 days, brother, give me 7 days. Give me 7 days. I said, do you agree? I'll give you 7 days. Do you agree to my condition? He never shook my hand. Tight. 7 days later, we go back. Now, no more, I don't get no tea. I don't get no cake. I don't get no donuts. Now, they're not letting me talk. Now everyone's mad at me. I sat down. He's talking some more speech. I'm raising my hand. I'm right in front of him. Trying to be mannerful. Hey! No one's talking to me. At the end. So my friend Yusuf, like, don't sleep. It's me and Yusuf. So Yusuf, they fight us. They jump on us. I said, no, this is Islam. We got to defend Islam. If they jump on us, they jump on us. It's me and Yusuf. And this is our religion. So at the end of the talk, I'm sitting there waiting. An hour went past, hour and a half. I'm trying my best. This for you, Ya Allah. Try it. One question, brother. I just got one question. You said give you 7 days. He said, brother, yes, speak, brother. So I said, you said give you 7 days. Did you find Noble Jew Ali in the Quran? He said, no, brother, you were right. It's not in the Quran. It's not there. It's not there. I said, do you accept our agreement? For example. At any rate, some months went past, one of their followers accepted Islam. By Allah's mercy. He used to come to our classes in our masjid. He told us when we left that night, he said, hey brother, I gotta tell you something. I said, hey. He said, you know the first night I met you at the brother's house? He said, when you came, when you left, they was like, oh, that brother was deep. a black man speaking Arabic, this and this and this. You was black. He said, I knew you was deep when you said, he said, I knew you was deep when you said you followed Muhammad from the desert. He said, I was always asking that, why don't we follow Muhammad in Mecca? Why don't we follow him? And when you said, I follow Muhammad from Arabia, he said, and then you said, because they asked me, what Quran do you follow? The one with the Q or the K? He said, in your answer, I was thinking that this whole time. I said, the Quran doesn't begin with a Q nor a K. It's an Arabic word. There's no Q nor K. The brother said, I was saying that same thing in my mind. If it's an Arabic word, why is it a Q or a K? That's a cough, right? I said, yes. And then he accepted Islam. He said that the day when you left, they said, if that brother comes back, don't let him talk. He said the wife said, if you let him talk, he's going to take our followers. Don't let him talk. If he comes back next week, don't let him talk. Shun him, boycott him, don't talk, don't let him talk. He said, that's why they wasn't answering you. He said, but I did my research, mashallah. Allah allowed me to leave that, and I accepted Islam, alhamdulillah. And he used to come every day for the prayer. Alhamdulillah, real strong brother, ya ikhwan.
What religion were they following?
See, the sad part, they claim they're Muslims. They take a portion of the Bible, they take a portion of the Quran, they take a portion of their own books. They believe there's a prophet that came after Muhammad, and his name was Nobuju Ali.
What is he, like American?
He's an African American.
Is that Nation of Islam?
Are you talking about Elijah Muhammad?
No, it's not the nation. That's Elijah Muhammad. That's the FOI. That's something different. This one is like, they have a name there, Quran, the Moorish Science Temple, something like that. The Muslim Moorish Science Temple.
Was he born recently or?
No, this was years ago.
How old, like how long ago was like Noble?
Oh.
That's a good
Drew
question.
Ali?
Yeah.
I thought it was Drew Ali, like one word.
No, it's a couple words.
Drew Ali.
Hey. It's a compound word.
So the English name Drew and then Ali.
Hey, not together.
I thought it was like Jew Ali.
I thought it was Jew.
No, so we'll stop there, ikhwan. May Allah bless you all, ya ikhwan. Wa subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. No.